and pass it to construction and operation and maintenance. So why Synchro? What is Synchro 4D now? Synchro 4D consists of your plain vanilla Synchro Pro with a basic improvement, basic technological improvement, logic improvement. We have upgraded our internal processes of Synchro Pro, which consist of Synchro Modular, Synchro Pro. Now, we come up with a port where we included a project management, construction management part, where we are talking about Synchro control, and we have come up with a app using in the field, which we are calling at Synchro Field. So in a nutshell, this is what it does. I'll come into detail later on. It consists of mobile field management. If you have a mobile team which wanted to see model-based progress from the site, wanted to issues RFIs, daily logs, or site observation, or maybe inspection report, they can use a mobile field management app. And then you have your project management team, project manager, who wanted to use issues generated from site, or daily observation, or minutes of meeting which has been generated from site, or they wanted to give an instruction to the site. So those activities can be performed by Synchro control. And the Synchro 4D will be used for planning and simulation purposes, and model-based planning, 4D planning, all those stuff. So what is the workflow in this? We initially, for the planning stage, we have authoring tool. It might be Bentley, it might be Autodesk Revit, it might be Tekla, Trimble Tekla. So that authoring tool, we do a high-level plan, initial stages, because there are a lot of uncertainties in the project, but you wanted to go funding, or you wanted to bid a project. So you maybe 2 to 5% plus minus you wanted to consider, but you wanted to do a high-level plan and understand what is the resource optimization you do on that model. Then you took it into Synchro Modular and create a constructible component from the 3D model that can be used to generate intelligence. Then you attach schedule. Synchro itself has a full-fledged CPM scheduling methodology. So you do not need an external scheduling software, but definitely as we talk about the projects, as I talk about the 30% app doesn't talk to each other, but we allow people to talk to other apps also. So if you have a Primavera or MS project, so you can import that and extend your 3D model to that and create a 4D schedule part. Then you send that to project management team, or your product or your project manager or construction manager for a verification on that. And then you can, after verification, send that to site. Now, what happens in the site? They use a Synchro app called Synchro Field, and they can use the constructible model and start constructing. So what happened from there on? So if you have created some zero budget and wanted to compare with the site what exactly they are doing, they can do a resource statusing or update also. So you get a team review, and then if you are satisfied, okay, you can go back to this own circle. Otherwise, you can say that I do not wanted to have this schedule, or wanted to correct the schedule. You can send it back to your planner, 4D planner. If he says yes, he can go back, but there is some changes required in the model. He can again send back to for Synchro Modular, your modeling team for constructible component, and then he can send it to your consultant or whoever who is doing 3D model. Again, go take this cycle. So this cycle is entirely collaborating platform, and you can always tag people who are responsible, accountable for this. So I'll start with Synchro Pro part where we use a Synchro Modular. Synchro Modular basically does it takes iModel or iModel i2 technology to improve interoperability by importing any 3D design model. It splits the model into smaller component, it assigns cost code and all, and it actually validates your plan. So how does it do that? How do we do that? A lot of times, some of you are involved in linear infrastructure project, and you have come across for suggestion from the consultant that you wanted to break down the infrastructure project in a constructible format. Let's say you are doing a road project. You have, let's say you have only 4 layers. For a simplicity's sake, let us understand you have base layer, then you have a subgrade 1, subgrade 2, and then wiring codes and bitumen. So, but at your site, first your base layer will be laid, then your subgrade 1, then subgrade 2. The entire road cannot be casted in a single time. Also, your crew ability maybe have the ability to construct a layer, maybe a subgrade layer, maybe 20 kilometers a day or 10 kilometers a day. So you have to divide that and created the schedule. But all the design softwares like Bentley Open Roads or Civil 3D, they do the modeling by mesh analysis method. So the cutting that cross section in the in your planning software is difficult. For that reason, we have come up with a solution called Synchro Model, which is inbuilt in Synchro 4D, where sorry, I'll just put where what we are doing it over here. This is a road. This is a road RAM model, and we have a layers on that. So we wanted to divide that. What we have a command where we can slice it by edges or slightly horizontally. So here I am giving a multiple slicing and giving a distance which can be constructible and dividing the slice. So what is happening? I have this information that these 4 slides, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 slides, 5 slices has to be cast in 5 different days so that I could attach that schedule here. So other than that, let's say you wanted to go for a quick cost estimation or cost analysis. So for that reason, what we do, we have a 100 kilometers road or rail maybe. This is a typical rail project where we got the 3D model from Open Rail Designer, and we wanted to have divide it into constructible component. For a 100 kilometer project, you might be decided that 10 kilometers will be for project team 1, 10 kilometers for project team 2. So we have divided in the constructible element and divided the work area so that you have a better control on the project who is doing what. So after we do create a area breakdown, then we go for a quantity takeoff analysis. So in this area breakdown, you can see we have work area 1, work area 2. Let me click on work area 6 and isolate it. So I understand as a project manager or assistant project manager, I understand this area I am having responsibility. But how do I get a volumetric cost calculation? How do I get a volume? So you have a 3D model. This is the 3D model. I know the 3D model volume. Let's say this pier, and I wanted to check the cost of the piers to understand what will be the my BOQ value, so that I could send that to maybe for tender department, or maybe for a project manager, or maybe for portfolio manager. So here I have created this cost codes. So I could, after creation of the cost codes, you could see in the cost codes I have created for concrete cost codes. What will be the concreting cost? What will be the structural bridges cost? When you wanted to concreting a structural, what will be the cost? So you have this cost estimation or unit cost from your site, or maybe from previous project, or you have taken a rate from your contractor or subcontractor or labor contractor. So I just assign that cost here for piers, or for earthwork and rail, all the other costs I can assign based on the volumetric calculation. So if you have a 3D model, I can assign all the cost codes. If I have the Excel file, and you can see in the pier, just see, I'll see the what is the volume here. And when you assign this to pier, that volume takes consideration over here and multiplied by unit cost, what you have got it from your contractors maybe. So after getting that, so you understand what exactly the cost for the pier when you are wanted to cast that in the site. So let me go to the assignment where I wanted to see what is the cost has been given to this pier. So when I click that element, you can see the concrete is 2.891. That has been coming from the site. It has been unit has been measured. and I have a formula of the volume. So similar way, if I wanted to see someone on the river part, you see, I could create a volume and understand. I could create a formula. Maybe in this wall there is no river, no reinforcement at the initial level because you are doing high level calculation. So you could give a formula that volume into wall length and give a river factor. Maybe from thumb rule, 0.2 will be there for wall, 0.2% or 0.2 will be multiplication for the wall river and river weight. So that calculation you could do and you can import over here. So you know exactly what from your old project standards also you can implement. So similar way you can do a I think summary also. I'll just go to the summary and see what is the cost percentage or entire cost on that. You can see these are the volume on that, and you can create a cost code, entire cost on that. So after that, I'll come to the Synchro Pro that comes with the old vanilla Synchro Pro, but now we call it a Synchro 4D Pro if you wanted to go for Synchro 4D. So it does all the capability like earned value, equipment planning, scenario comparison, health and safety. You want to visualize critical path, that can be possible. You could do a mobile field statusing and all. What if scenario can be calculated. So let me go one by one. This has been only created from my users' experience. So one question was that how do we integrate 3D model and schedule? So what do we do? You import schedule, or you can create your own schedule over here. You could import a BIM model from anywhere. So there is next question is what kind of BIM models can be imported? I'll come to that. So then you have the BIM model, you import the schedule and attach that. So the question what is coming, what kind of BIM models can be imported? You can see all the Ventil, Tekla, Revit, Aviva, SolidWorks, Navisworks, SketchUp. Most of the BIM models will be can be taken into Synchro. Other than that, for schedule you can use Asta, Safran, PMA NetPoint, Prime, Oracle, P6, Microsoft projects, or even Excel also. So next important point I wanted to show is a 4D visual planning. So you can do a 4D visual planning. You have the BIM data. This data coming from native softwares. This is a Revit model I have worked on. So you can see the volume of the concrete volume, what is the area. So all those information has come and you can create a BIM model. Now one question always comes, can we do a critical path or can you do a 3D visualization critical path? This is very important from project perspective. I understand, because if you know this is my critical path and visualize that, as a project manager, you can go to that for pillars, or you can go to this place and just wanted to check if this is been working well and not. You can delegate work for other part of other resources to someone and concentrate on this part. So this is what it does. This is what the importance of 4D scheduling. And how do you do that in Synchro? It is very easy to follow that. You can see a schedule is there. You can see a 3D model is there. What do we do it over here? We create a task filter. Here you can see the left-hand side, there are a lot of filters up there. So for 3D filtering, doing that, 3D critical for doing that, we just have to right click on it and go to filter and say critical path filter. What is that? It only highlights those critical paths. This color codes and combination, you can definitely create your appearance profile and all. I'm not going into that. So in Synchro Profile, it is asking for you have to update the critical path. You can just update the critical path and your recent critical path, which is the critical path at this point of time, will be highlighted. So if you do not want to see the critical path, you can see other activities or other tasks which is not related to critical path also is highlighted. So you have an option of going to all the tasks, or you have an option of going to only critical path. And as a project manager, when I had experience that this will be very much important for you, and you can put your all the efforts and some of the efforts more envisaging how to work on this critical path in a better way. So another question there will be asking that, can we do a resource utilization and earned value analysis? So I will say yes. What I did here, I created the schedule and create earned value graph and resource utilization. And you can see the task properties, we have the earned value parameters. So I wanted to show you how to do that, but that how wanted to do a resource utilization. So we have created them and planned an actual resource utilization for a command which you use for graphs and all. So here you can see you can use this planned utilization of human. This is a resource we have selected. So in human resources in the graph, now let me check for histogram. So you can see for a particular resources, every project, what histograms you can use, you can do that. And you can see here, I wanted to check the resource for human resource maybe. So you understand this is what will be requiring on that day, on that task and all. So you have all rooms for all the resources. And if you wanted to see exactly what is the parallel activity resources there, in 3D model, you can see, you can create a color code, and it understands that whenever there is red, I have created a red color code, understand that this is a parallel activity. So you can always be assured that these two activities are parallel. So one room, if you put two resources for concreting, you will never put those two resources for other room for on that day. So you understand everything on the visually, and also a histogram or graphical standards or curve on a curve platform. You can create a curvilinear graph also. So other than that, you can also create this data in a tabular format on export to Excel. So in this tabular format, you can find out what is the planned resource on that day, who is busy. Let's say you are using a crane, but you have wanted to use a crane both part of the site, but that crane cannot be used. But how do you know that? You definitely know from this Excel or maybe histogram that crane is occupied, so that you can plan for another crane on that second part of the site. So I'll just, at the Boston airport, so I'll just show a earned value graph, what it can be done. This is only a planned value. You can definitely add a actual cost and do a earned value graph also. So this is a Boston airport project we did, and you can see the earned value is moving 2015 project, 16 project. So here you can see the earned value graph also for the same project, and you can attach the earned value graph to the task properties where you understand what is the cost of that. Also, you can create as many as baseline for this graph and create the baseline cost and assign and compare that to the earned value cost also. So another part is that there is a question somebody asked that what is the equipment planning and movement, if that is possible or not for health and safety purpose. So definitely it's possible. This is a project we did in one of the client, I am not naming it. So you can definitely see how for a project you can move a equipment, excavator or truck, and use your cranes or any other systems, so that you could see what is the frontage of that, if that right of way of that equipment is possible or not. So apart from that, for a lot of project, you have a gantry girder or balance cantilever. How the girder can be moved, you can plan it and you can attach it to the schedule. It's a project where in top of the project you can see the schedule, and you can use your balance cantilever to do for a metro projects. Basically, most of the metro project is using this throughout the world. So if you are involved in a balance cantilever project, you can use it properly. So another part I wanted to show for a linear project, how do you plan the equipment? You can plan the equipment accordingly. You can see the crane movement. This is an interesting crane movement, and you can plan your equipment accordingly, so that you understand what is the boom of the crane, and also you understand if there could be access to other equipments or not. So another is the health of safety that I mentioned. So here you can see one project where it's a slip form technique was using. So one person wanted to move from some side, some part of that, or to some other part. So you understand, sorry. So you understand that maybe this is a portion you have kept it as risky. I think this is what they called it, that this part kind of equipment. So, and do not want the person to move. So what happens? You can 4D visualize when he person comes over here what in the work platform and what happens to him. You could really understand and communicate that to a health and safety officer who will be able to work on this. So next I'll come, you can do a scenario comparison. You can do a baseline. You may, there is a question always asked by to me that how many baselines can be created. You can do as many as a number of baselines, and wanted to create your plan versus actual, or maybe proposed versus actual. You could do this baseline on the 3D. So this is an example where we have done a plan versus actual. So this is the baseline schedule as zero budget schedule, and this is the alternative scenario. So we worked out two plans and present to a client that this is what is a one plan where baseline you have created the baseline. But if you do this, you can create a more accurate scheduling. So we have created the scheduling for legends and created pipe racks and tanks and structures. So the you can understand and compare between two activities on two different baselines and use your resources or plan your resources accordingly. So little bit of Synchro scheduler. Synchro is a whole blown CPM scheduling technology. You can create your schedule from scratch, do a task duration, you can add logics, and Synchro will calculate the logical critical path. You can create Synchro multiple scenarios and most of the things you wanted to do in a scheduler. Other than that, you can import from Microsoft Project, as I mentioned, or Primavera. You could do a resource management optimization on that, and you can also report that. Also, someone maybe working on some project only, but they have 100 project members and someone only wanted to view that. We have a complete open viewer platform where you can not only view, you could run a class detection report if generated by your Synchro Pro. Also, you could use a markup capabilities to use that in prominent way. So this is what Synchro Pro was that. Before moving on, I just wanted to share one of the project that I really liked on Bentley platform that did Eco Water project. I think it is Holland. So it is interesting because it has taken care of the underground piping system. It has taken care of the ground terrain also the buildings and plant. I think building and factories that was coming behind. Other than that, it also taken care of the equipment movement. So this is how you could do a 4D simulation. You could show your management or anybody in the client side for a buying in. So let's move on the Synchro control. As I mentioned, I think I am running out of time. So let me quickly go through it. Synchro control is a hub of the Synchro 4D platform where Synchro control basically used for a controlling of the project. So in Synchro control, if someone does a schedule or do a 4D simulation in Synchro Pro, he can import it over here and you could see in a web browser. The major advantage of using Synchro control is that it's web browser based Microsoft Azure back platform where you only need a web browser. Google Chrome will do. You do not have to have any other hardware platform to have the Synchro control. So this is what we are doing in Synchro control. You can see you have a schedule over here. So you could go to schedule and you wanted to import that model from previous Synchro project. You could do import a SP file, or you could do import a iModel. You could create an iModel over here. So after importing that, you wanted to see the scheduling. So let me go back. You wanted to see the scheduling here. So you can see it is web. I'm just seeing the scheduling in web-based platform, where I'm sharing the scheduling over here. I could see and I could comment that what is happening over here, and I could tell my scheduler that this is not exactly what we are required from the site. Or we could see from the project progress or duration or start date and finish date. I could advise him to change this. So what it does, he's opening the same project in Synchro Pro, and he got the information by Synchro control, and he is opening that. He understands that this is what change to be done, or maybe this is the logic has, you can see he addressing the same Synchro project. So this logic might be changing, or my manager has told me some add some more human resources on that. So he is working on that, and he is changing that over changing that in the planning phase. So what is happening here? So when he changed that in the planning phase here, just let's say I am just inserting one task above and mentioning that maybe day task to be held over here and giving a day on that. So the same task is updating over here online. So it's a tomorrow demo task, what you have given 1 day timeline has been updated. So I, as a project manager, I do not have to go to Synchro and install heavy software and all. I, from a browser, I understand and give an instruction to the planner. So next is that where exactly it does, what exactly other than this part it does. It does document management. You could see a project has been created. You could select a project selector. These are the modules it's having. This is the first front page where you have recent activities, my task, and quick links. You can issues. You can create new issues, new observation, new RFIs, or new daily logs. Then you can authenticate your working, and you could see the document. You could see the module who will be given permission to that. Let's say you have an organization folder structure. You can take that organization folder structure over here, and you can copy paste that. You have a selection panel where I'll just see some question might come. Anyway, you have a selection panel where you could lock a file also. Let's say PDF file has come, you wanted to lock it from other employees where this is not necessary to have those information over here, so you can lock it over here. Also, you could do you could do a PDF markup. I wanted to go into the details, but time is short. You could do a PDF markup. You could open your Word document in the browser and edit it. So everything is inbuilt over here. You could do an audit trail also. So whenever you are doing something and who has done that, you can create that audit trail information. Who has changed that, who changed what time, those information will be visible in your fingertips. Also, you could add your new file, you can add folders, you could just upload, drag and drop, or you can find, search and upload it. All the action buttons are there just normally like SharePoint or any other, just delete and download and all those stuff. So if you have a project wise, let's say you are working on MTHL or MSRDC or any project where client is using or owner operator is using this project wise, so you can attach to data source. If you have a username, password, you can attach to. Other than that, you can also attach to SharePoint. So I'll just go to next slide where you can see attached to SharePoint site also. So other than that, what is another as we discussed in the initial slides, that there will be a lot of issues will be created in the project. There are a lot of RFIs will be created, and how to handle those. That creates a coordination issues. That is a responsibility of creating a delay on that, budget overspend. So many 2 million drawings was issued, 6 million action item was issued. So how do you tackle that? So I'll come to the detail in a fourth slide. Maybe I'll show what can be handled here. You could create a issues management system where you can create your streamline your RFI process. You can track your RFI. If you have a transportation project or maybe a plant project, you can pinpoint where exactly those issues are there, RFIs are there. So you can use Bing Map, which is free, which comes in this as a location-based services, and you can convert to that. Also, you can do a inspection. You could by this way, the inspection can be streamlined. You can maintain a clear list of punch items, say due dates, flexible platform. You can use a mobile phone on that. And for other end, I will come to that. We have a project insight and dashboard where whatever you did, whatever issues, RFI, daily observation logs has been created, whom has been attached to, who is responsible, who is accountable, what date they were accountable, when that was due and not been done. everything can become as a dashboard format. So I'll show you how to do that. This is a project where we have a dashboard. So when you click on someone here, someone names, maybe some person's name, you know what exactly assigned to him. You could filter that to know how many forms are that, what is the due, what task was due on that date. So you can dig into that task and understand what is required, which is the due dates on that. You have a calendar view also. Other than that, as I mentioned, that you have a map view, those tasks where those math task has been assigned to. If you have 3D model attached, you definitely knows this is where I wanted to have a queuing maybe on any other task. So all those tasks, what you are raising can be issued to a map, attached to a map, or you attached to a 3D model. So exactly you communicate, basically what is the advantage on that? So exactly you are communicating the person who is responsible for handling the task, that this is your task, this is where it is located, and this is where is the model based in the model it is, you have to go. So you exactly communicating without talking to him or without communicating to him verbally. For this reason, you have a accountability. You know that today I am assigning to him, and you understand. You give a due date, maybe tomorrow or day after, and you can see if something not he has not replied, there will be red flag, and you understand that this is not working properly. You could take corrective action. So as a project manager, this is helpful for me, but how do I communicate to the field? We have a Synchro Field app. So where you could document 3D 4D model in the you can mark 3D 4D model in the site. You do issues, inspection, completion, and checklist can be handled. So how do you do that? What exactly you will be able to do? You can take the documents, the fields. As you can see, all the documents. So if I wanted to assign to someone in the field, can be accessed from the field. Also, it can be used on the offline. This is a PDF document. If you want to open that, or you wanted to sometimes what happens in some site, there will be no internet connection. You could download there and work on the site. And whenever you are internet, if you want to upload that will be automatically uploaded. So the PDF and all those review can be uploaded when the internet will be there. So here you can definitely wanted to create an issue. You wanted to attach to a map. Everything can be possible over here. You could attach to a map. You wanted to create an issue. You can assign to someone. You wanted, as I showed you, that you wanted to assign that to a model. You can do that. Another important part is that to updating the status. There is always a dilemma of the project manager, the what is happening to the site. They might be an updating schedule, but our project schedule will be 2000 page, 3000 page. How do I understand that? Can it be possible that 3D model, I do a 4D simulation, I can compare side by side what is happening, and those information inputs get directly uploaded from site? Definitely. You can see here, I'll just quickly go back, go here. So let's say as a project manager, I have assigned some task to someone. The person knows what exactly a task is, and he's checking that. So here you can see I have given a task data that formed, reinforced, and poured. This is a concrete slab, let's say, and I have given a color coding. So that person in the site can choose that this site has been reinforced, and he is giving a color coding on that. So and also in the site, from site I got the information, and I could compare the original plans also. So here also I wanted to change this to port, and those information will be updated. As you see here, let me go back a little bit. You can see here all this item will be synced when they are coming to online. Other than that, you can do a quality inspection. Here you can see you could create your quality forms. I wanted to check my form for checking what is the concrete strength, if it is absorbed in the site, formally absorbed in the site or not, or it is maybe I have a 20 M40 concrete I'm using. What is the strength it is achieved after 14 days? Or I have instructed in the site to use cubes. So what is the strength after 28 days? So that form can be created and assigned to someone who is responsible. So you can also take work plan to the site. where I am saying you can create your resource group where some kind of work packaging system can be created, and those packaging system can be helpfully used and transferred to those information the site, and from the site you can get a work plan information back to your headquarter or your project manager. So I think I am coming to the, I think I have only 2 minutes. So what exactly is a Synchro 4D platform? As I mentioned, we have 4D, where we have 4D, 5D planning and visual construction. We have control for project manager,